Hi and Assalamualaikum. Is this Zakat Center?
Yes, you are at the right place. Please come in. By any chance, are you the reporter from the Sinar News?
Yes, you are right. I did call yesterday. Let me introduce myself first. My name is Muhammad Yuzan and I reporter from the Sinar News.
Oh, I see. So, what purpose for your visit to our Zakat Center today? But first, let's have a seat in the meeting room.
Sure, thank you. So today I wanted to ask about zakat and its role in the economic growth. If you don't mind, I ask for your time.
No worries. I will gather some of my colleagues for the interview.
Thank you.
Welcome. So, first of all, my name is Nur Irina Jolie Abdul Rashid and I will talk about what is zakat. In Malaysia, zakat management has begun since the pre-colonial era. Zakat management was not managed correctly at the time, and zakat payers make their payment to the ustad and they will provide the money to asnaf who will deem qualified. During colonial time, zakat management was delegated to the religious and Malay Custom Council. At this time, the authority of zakat management is placed under every state and the authority under the head of Islam of the respective states. In general, zakat is divided into two types. Firstly is zakat al-mal. Muslims are required to pay zakat al-mal whenever they have reached a certain income. Example of zakat al-mal is zakat on earning, zakat on business, zakat on saving and zakat on silver and gold. Muslims who have been worked for more than a year and earn the minimum amount must pay zakat on their earnings. The nisab for the minimum amount is 85 grams of gold. For example, the nisab for zakat al-mal in Selangor for the year 2021 is Rm20,920 ringgit. Secondly is zakat fitrah. Every year, all Muslims are required to pay zakat fitrah regardless of gender, age or will. This type of zakat is performed in the month of Ramadan as Muslims are obligated to pay it before Eid prayer. The zakat fitrah rate is equal to the price of meal or a bushel of weighing 2.7 kilo. The zakat fitrah rate for the year is set by each state depending on the current price of local rice, and the amount of zakat fitrah per individual is generally not more than Rm10 ringgit. There are various categories that are eligible to receive zakat. Firstly is fakir, those who do not have a material position or a sources of subsistence. Secondly is miskin, those who do not have enough money to satisfy their fundamental needs. Thirdly is amil, the ruler to collect the zakat money, preserve it and give it away to the poor people. Next is mu'alaf, those who convert to Islam. Beside that is jarimin. This category includes everyone who carries a debt load of himself and unable to pay it. Next is Ibnu Sabil. A person is stranded during a journey. Journey must be beneficial and Sharia compliant. Furthermore is Rikab, those who desire to enhance their religious level of living by educating and learning about Islam. Lastly is Fisabilillah, money to be used in the way of Allah. For example, funds spent for mosque repair and for education purpose.
The objectives of zakat are first, to give awareness of the obligation of zakat to Muslims who are eligible to pay zakat. Second, provide information on the obligation to pay zakat. Third, distribute zakat to asnaf on behalf of lembaga zakat in every state fairly and in accordance with Islamic law through various zakat distribution schemes that provide short-term and long-term benefits. The last one, to increase the collections amount and number of zakat payers on behalf of lembaga zakat from time to time. Within the Islamic economic and financial system, zakat is regarded as one of the most significant sources of funds. Apart from taxes such as land taxes, agricultural product taxes, and others, zakat is the key source of income for the Islamic countries. It is the primary mechanism for reducing economic inequality and restoring health among Muslims. Zakat also strengthens social bonds among Muslims, as all Muslims are family in Islam, and it is necessary to support one another. The well or wealthy Muslim belongs to the truly needy as well as other zakat receiver. As we can see in Malaysia, every lembaga zakat in every state offers scholarship to students who are from the needy family, give the incentive to asnaf, disabled people and poor family, and also business owners that need source of funds and modal to start their business. This at once can enhance the economic growth, which this initiative benefit the whole country. It is because when lembaga zakat started to give incentive to them, they will use it for their needs. For example, the small business owner will start their business and they will open job opportunities for citizens to work with them. The Statistics Department in Malaysia shows that 170,300 fresh graduates are unemployed. This also can decrease the unemployment rate in Malaysia since there are many job opportunities for fresh graduates. For example, the statistic for Lembaga Zakat Selangor has shown the distribution of zakat is reduced the poverty rate, poverty gap, and reduced the income distribution gap. Poverty and income inequality are reduced as a result of a rise in income for zakat recipients as well as an impact on increased public consumptions. The scholarship that Lembaga Zakat gives to students also can alleviate the burden of poor families since they did not need to pay the study loan because the Lembaga Zakat support their studies. Thus, Malaysia can produce many educated citizens regardless their background. Does not matter if someone from poor family, they still can get education without worrying about the study fees. This can improve their skills, knowledge and abilities which they can use to benefit their companies when they started to work.
Hi and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So my name is Nur Azrul bin Azman and today I will be talking about the role of zakat in economic growth. So zakat has been practiced for a really long time ago and it is mandatory to be performed by Muslim of any level of age. Since the mandatory of zakat has been met, it gave many benefits to people, especially to those who's in need. Zakat also has been indirectly proven to give a huge impact in the economic growth. The importance of zakat is clearly stated in the hadith that stated we are allowed to fight against people who are praying but they are not doing their responsibility by performing a zakat. For more elaboration, during the era of Khalifah Abu Bakr as-Siddiq, he used a force against people who are unwilling to their responsibility to perform zakat. In short, zakat has been set by Allah SWT with the prime objective as a safety assurance toward a poor people and the needy, to grow an equitable economy through the distribution of the wealthy, as well as a symbol of purify the heart by giving some of their wealth. Furthermore, it can be a functional mechanism to achieve a sustainable development by reducing a social problem and indirectly boosting economic activities. Zakat, as an official tool, can be seen leading a distribution of income, hence increasing the consumption, public spending, thus the economic growth. So the high demand of aggregate in this country will boosting the economic activities to give more output in the export industry. It also can increase the growth of economic development and eventually speed up the status of becoming a high income country. After all, being as a high income country can make us achieve the objective to become a developed country by 2021. This will help to make our economic development more efficient and effective. So what is actually the role of zakat in the economic development? So basically, zakat as an institution plays a primary role in the Islamic economic system. When the zakat is enforced, statistics shows that zakat helps in solving a number of economic problems in Malaysia. It also contributed towards an equitable distribution of wealth in Malaysia. After deducting the basic needs such as clothes, food, accommodation, and medical expenses, people who can afford in paying the zakat is mandatory to perform the zakat by 2.5% of their net salary. For example, there are people who are not capable earning money can get the money from the zakat by the wealthy people who are performing the zakat. So the zakat effect as a fiscal tool can be seen in two scenarios. First and foremost, zakat can be a factor of the increasing aggregate demand in Malaysia, while the other scenario can avoid the asset freezing in economic by the investment made through zakat. From the aspect of aggregate demand, zakat imply onto the wealthy people to distribute to the needy group of people that eventually can make the income of the wealthy to decrease and the income of the people increasing. The money from the zakat that already distributed to the needy people can be used them to buy their basic needs such as clothes and food for them to survive their daily life. With the increasing of the buying power from the many level of people, be it the wealthy group or the needy group, the zakat can indirectly help a high demand of goods in the market. The increasing of the buying power indirectly can help to generate the economic growth, and it also can be seen as an escalation of the import and the export need. Thank you so much. That is for my explanation, and I will pass to my colleague, Mr. Shami. Thank you.
Hi, Assalamualaikum. My name is Muhammad Syamil bin Zainal. I'm from class mba1194A. So for my part is ways to increase zakat in the national economy. In Malaysia, zakat distribution has a minor but favorable impact on aggregate consumption. Other sources of monetary aid that can provide a continuous source of income for the client should be included. For the improvement of zakat, such as shelter, food, clothing, medicine, education, and transportation, we must also build in self-confidence for part of the empowerment process. Next, zakat institution must be progressively delivered and enhanced in order to generate new dimension, particularly in zakat distribution, in order to remain competitive locally or globally, which is the distribution system, quality and professionalism of administrator, and transparency in government and institution. Lastly, planning, implementation, monitoring, and frequent evaluation are all essential to increase management and financial literacy. Management will be chosen from a group of administrators and guided by a successful individual. Thank you.
In conclusion, zakat is one of the 5 basic concepts of Islam. This makes it a mandatory act, and as a result, all Muslims are required to pay zakat if certain conditions are met. As we know, in Islam, zakat is not only an aspect of worship, but is also the only one that assists the country in improving the people's economy. Among them is the dilated zakat property can assist the poor, needy, and those in need in continuing to live perfectly. It will aid in the occurrence of economic activity at the lower levels, which are primarily from the poor. Furthermore, the effect of economic downturn are felt most acutely by lower classes, such as the poor and needy. As a result of this dilated zakat property, the economy will be able to continue operating normally. Last but not least, empirical study has successfully demonstrated that zakat, as a natural instrument of Islamic fiscal policy, can serve as a catalyst for the country's economic revival as it strives to achieve high-income country status by 2020. When zakat is implemented effectively and efficiently, it not only raises to society piety and spirituality to Allah, but it also raises the ummah socio-economic level.